What up, everybody? It's Andrew coming back at you with another episode of the Jaguar podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing the Joe Schobert trade. But before we get into it, as always, if you want to show support for the channel, hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon if you want updates on latest content. Okay, I know I'm a little late to the game on this. I did put an episode out on the Joe Schobert trade rumors that and some of the discussion that was going on before it actually happened, but it happened yesterday. I've been on vacation. I'm actually driving today, and we just got home from Ocean Isle, which is in North Carolina. So I was on vacation there, but I wanted to share my thoughts on the Joe Schobert trade. In a nutshell, what do I think? It was a stinker of a deal. The Jaguars just totally got fleeced on this deal. I don't know what's going on in the front office. I don't know what's going on with Trent Baalke. He's like playing checkers when the Steelers are playing chess. We get a measly 6th-round pick in return for Joe Schobert, who was a decent linebacker, in my opinion. Yeah, he was signed to a big deal. So what? There are a lot of players on the Jaguars that were signed to big deals. I think he was playing in a scheme that probably wasn't ideal. Todd Wash, his defense was just total garbage last year. Jaguars were 31st in the league, and now we're trading away a very competent linebacker, in my opinion, who was leading in tackles. Had some turnovers. I would say it was about as good as Myles Jack, who was playing weak side. Some people debate with me on that. Myles Jack did have like a higher PFF rating than Joe Schobert, but it's just marginal. It's kind of a tomatoes argument, to be honest. And Joe Schobert played 16 games. Myles Jack, he's had some difficulty with that. Has played with some injuries and had some injury trouble. But then we go away and we trade Joe Schobert over to the Steelers. And now we're going to be relying on Damian Wilson, who I'm not saying is a bad linebacker. He looks like he's a great linebacker. We haven't seen anything from him, though. It's the first preseason game he'll be starting in. I just don't know why Jacksonville decided to pull the trigger on this before Joe Schobert played one preseason game. Like, does that make any sense to you? I feel like you would want to boost his trade value by having him at least play one preseason game, maybe two, or even all of them, and then you decide to deal him because maybe you get something better in return. But no, the Jaguars, blow it. They decide to trade him, and they get a 6th-round pick for it. And it just, I don't know, man. It's just frustrating for me because we don't need more draft picks. We need talent. We need a tight end. We need, a pass rusher. And we just haven't done anything or addressed those positions really at all. So we did free up some cap space. I mean, $7 million, big deal. I mean, that's not that significant in my opinion. The only way I could see that cap really being significant for us in regards to personnel or retaining personnel is re-signing DJ Chark to an extension. 2-year deal, hopefully. I mean, I'd like to see him get like a 2-year, $20 million deal or something around that, area or that ballpark rather, number. But we should have really done that in the offseason. Right when the offseason started, we should have re-signed him. I guess Urban wanted to see what he was working with. But, I mean, we just need to get that done or, DJ Chark's going to hit the market and just, if he has a great year, he's going to get a big deal from another team and we're going to lose him. So I'd like to see Jacksonville retain some of its talent, stop being a free agent team like, Mark Lamping said. We don't want to be a free agent team. We want to establish a culture here. I think Urban Meyer's working towards that, but if we keep losing all of our players that we draft and we don't retain any talent, we can't build a culture, nobody's going to want to play for us. So it is important, guys. I've done podcast episodes on this. Culture is important. It's almost as important or more important than winning when you're trying to build an organization and have some longevity in this league. I had Paul Spicer on the podcast. He talked about having, consistency with staffing too and keeping staff around. If there's a lot of turnover on the coaching staff and the roster, people aren't going to want to stay and play, and they're going to start to think there's a red flag, right? It's kind of like having a job. If you're seeing a lot of people leave that job or that team, at work, you're going to be like, oh man, I don't want to go work for that team. So those are kind of my thoughts on it. I mean, I just think we got fleeced out of this deal. I hope Damian Wilson steps up and does a good job. I have, a lot of confidence in that. He'll do a good job. We also have Shaq Quarterman. I've had him on the podcast. Great guy, great athlete. I think he's going to do a lot for Jacksonville when he gets the opportunity. He had, some playing time on special teams last year, which is good. And I think he would do a great job. Yeah, Joe Schobert goes to the Steelers, and we get a ham sandwich in return. But let me know how you feel about this situation, this deal. Leave me a comment on the YouTube video or podcast episode. Subscribe to the channel as always, guys. Stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy. I will be doing a live stream tonight as well for the Jacksonville-Cleveland game, and I will be dropping a video after that with my thoughts on the game. Go Jags, and I'll see you next time.